Good morning. I hope that everybody that was trying to follow me on my scheduled live stream comes over here. I'm going to wait a second just to see. Okay. Okay, so this morning, my fragrance is hibiscus and tuberose. And this is from a woman who makes scents in Maui. And it's so nice. It's really fresh and clean, but it's got a nice Hawaiian floral scent. So if you've been to Hawaii, you'll know what that Hawaii smell is, like when you arrive from the airport and you get into the, and you smell that fresh tropical air. That's what this is today. Today it's going to be all about texture. So I am collaborating with my husband on a new children's book. And for those of you who don't know, we do children's books together. And we have done 3 books together, and you can check them out. One is called Something Smells, and the other 2 is a sequel. They're a series. One is called Welcome to Morningtown, and the other is Goodnight Sleepyville. And so the next book idea we have, which I'm not going to reveal to everyone right now because it's kind of top secret, but it does have a lot of colors and textures, and we were going to work together to create this book. And I told him that I could create some textures, and that's why I have the fiber paste out. I have all of my texture tools here, and I also have some examples of books that we like where they use texture. And so I thought it'd be really fun if we collaborate on this children's book together, my husband and I do the paint textures and he does the illustrations, and he incorporates my textures. So if you can see in this Eric Carle book, which is a classic, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, he uses a lot of what looks like he actually painted textures on maybe tissue paper or actual paper, and then he cut them up. And you can tell that he used brush textures on paper with paint. I don't know what kind of paint he used, but it also looks like he used an acrylic medium to get those kind of thin washes. So I might do some of that today. I don't want to copy Eric Carle, but I do want to get inspired by him. So we're looking at his books. And good morning, everyone. I'd love for you to say hi if you're joining. I hope that some of you came over from my scheduled one to this one. I kind of messed up on my schedule this morning. Sometimes it's persnickety. Swimmy is a Leah Leone book, which is adorable and uses a lot of hand-done paint textures. Now, in a lot of children's books these days, they're created using digital art tools, and that's totally fine. Tools like Photoshop and Procreate. But we really love this sort of hand-done look, and you can just see it. Almost looks like a kid do it. Hi, Heather. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad you guys made it over. So these adorable textures, it looks like he took a lace doily and created this sort of undersea clamshell texture. This looks like he used salt and watercolor, possibly, because you know when you put salt on watercolor, it creates this sort of speckled look. And oh, it looks like he made a stamp for the fish. Hi, Brian from North Carolina. How are you? I like your name, Bad Habit 101. I can hang with that. Another great texture book for children's picture books is the Allison Martin Robinson. And Steve and I actually have an episode on mark making that you can go back and watch on one of my episodes where we talk about this book. I know, I've missed you, Heather. I'm glad you're here. So this Provinsons, they were a couple from, I think, the 40s, 50s, 60s, and they use a lot of hand-painted textures in their children's book art, which is so cute, isn't it? Here we go. It looks like they just took a sponge and squished some paint around. Look at all those different textures in there. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. It looks like they used sponge here. I don't know. We don't know how they did it. We're kind of mystified, but I think I can come close. And I want to do a bunch of different colors for him as well. I created a piece of paper with texture paste, or fiber paste on it this morning. This creates a really interesting texture. It's still drying a little bit, so I'll use that in a second. But for now, I'm just going to pull out some paints and some mixed media paper. I also have some really textured watercolor paper, which I don't usually like to use because it's a cold press, so it's really bumpy. But I think that kind of paper will really come in handy. Hi, Rivka. Glad you made it over. So let's get started on some fun textures for the children's book collaboration that I'm working on with my husband, just in case you didn't catch the beginning of what I was talking about. So this is a really bumpy cold press. Let me grab, I have a bunch of colors. Let's do, let me start with a really kind of rough brush. This is hog's hair, and these are really cheap brushes you can get. These are for kids. So let's do a color. And you know what? Comments and advice is definitely wanted here. So if you guys have some comments or advice about suggestions about texture, creating texture, let's do orange. I'll make a little orange. I have some orange pre-made from a craft paint, but I'm going to make my own orange as well. And I'm just going to get started. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use a little dry brush technique. And I actually like that there's like a yellow undertone because I didn't want just boring straight colors. And what's going to happen is when I'm done with these, I'm going to give him, my husband, the pieces of paper, and he's going to scan them in. He has a giant scanner, and then he'll bring them into Photoshop, is his favorite tool. And then I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to digitally cut them up, or I don't know, he's going to actually cut them up for real, but we'll see. We're not sure yet. I want some more of that yellow. I think that's a nice start. Let me get some more of the yellow here. So we're doing orange. And I want to get him textures for pretty much every color of the rainbow, including white, gray. I think that's a nice. Heather, I just bought a 3-pack of paintbrushes from Dollar Tree that look like they should. Oh, are you talking about these ones, Heather? Because I love these. I got these from the Dollar Tree, so I was just wondering if those were the same ones that you're talking about. All right, you know what I'm gonna, yes, I thought so. I'm gonna use those. So now I'm gonna mix a different kind of orange, maybe add a little white to it. And let's just add a little more texture. I'm going to add some of this acrylic medium as well, just to make it a little bit more transparent, a little bit more like a wash. Oh yeah, that's nice. That really helps. And the other layer below is pretty much already dried, so I don't have to worry about destroying the texture. I really like this rough brush, dry brush look, and I'm going to have to do some more of that. How is everybody doing this morning? What's going on in your worlds? I think that's pretty nice, like that. I'm gonna move on to another one. And I'm gonna do another rough. I have some Art Smith watercolor, and it's cold press. Cold press usually means it's not very smooth. So you can see, let's turn the light on here. I don't know if you can see all that texture on there. It's kind of hard to see in this light. So let's do another color, and then I have all these interesting tools here that I have. I have this thing was good, and a 3D Harry Potter book nook. What's that? What's a book nook? Is that like a reading area? This thing I need to soak in some nail polish remover because it's just, I don't know, we'll see if it works. I have this thing. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. But anyway, these are all my choices, my fun choices. So let's lay down, let's do blue this time. And I'm going to use a soft brush. And actually what I'll do is let me spray the water down a little bit, and maybe I'll get some sort of watercolory textures on this paper. Take advantage of it. I don't know if any of you have ever taken a watercolor class before. I took one a long time ago, and I found it to be very difficult. It was almost too strict for me, and too many rules, too slow. You had to be really patient. One of the colors I want to do is cerulean blue. Sherry, you made it over. I'm glad. I don't know what happened. But I'm going to mix a blue color for the background. Oh, a diorama. Oh, that's cool. Well, you'll have to share it on the community section. That's like, it's like a new feature on YouTube. So if you want to, you can share it with us, because I'm sure everybody would love to see it. Okay, so this is, I just want more of a watercolor effect. The watercolor, I don't know, my teacher was really, I don't know, he was kind of like he seemed like a math teacher to me. It was like very, first you do this, and then you have to, you know, keep your brushes really clean, and everything is super, you know what I'm trying to say. So maybe he ruined watercoloring for me. It's a really difficult medium. Bad habit, you are, Brian. Well, what kind of watercolor do you do? Okay, that's not going to work. Let's see. Do you do abstract watercolors or landscapes? Sherry, I know you want to be my top fan. I was thinking about oil, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Maybe in a couple of years I'll try oil, but I'm just not ready. I'm a really impatient person, Aries, so I need things to be like now. And I'm sure I'm not alone. Okay, maybe it's Rivka who wants to be a top fan. I think it was you, Sherry, who was saying that it sort of turned you off a little bit. Okay, let's see what else to do on this. Let's do, I can just imagine a sponge texture. A sponge or something. Let me mix a different blue color. Let's do really dark blue on top. So I've got ultramarine. I'm gonna mix a little sienna. Whoops. I'm mixing sienna. It's going to create a really nice, rich, purpley ultramarine blue. And hi, Christina. Okay, today's theme is my husband and I are collaborating on a children's picture book together. We've done 3 in the past, and I'm creating some textures for him. We've never collaborated before in the art department area. I usually write them and he does the art. So I'm making some textures for him. Oh yeah, look at that. That's really neat. I like that. It's super fun. Super fun idea. We've never done this before. We've always wanted to because I do my abstract art and he's very, you know, more illustrator type artist. He can't really do this. I mean, he can actually, but he chooses not to. Your dream is to write, oh, well, you should totally do that. And if you need help or advice or something, I'm happy to look at your manuscript. Send it on over. I just need to mix up more color because this sponge is taking up all the paint. Heather, and if you send it over and you don't mind, you know, critique, like advice and stuff like that, I can do that. Or I could, if you want me to be really nice to you and just tell you it's great, I can do that too, but that's not really my style. So if you want that, just give it to your friends and family and they'll be like, oh, it's wonderful, I love it, ship it. So that's why we never really give our books to our friends and family. Hi J9 from the UK, how's it going? We're making textures for a children's book today. This could be, you know, a water scene, I don't know. And you know what he can also do is he can take these, scan them, bring them in Photoshop and change the colors. So he could make this any color he wants. Oh, and you know what? Let's leave that. I think we just get really simple. And then this one is, oops, I have the fiber paste piece of paper that I created earlier that's now dry. And it's an opaque medium that dries to a really crunchy, fibrous texture. So I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. Let's do I wonder what, let's do pink. I wonder what this would do on it. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't get that crazy. Let's see. I'm gonna draw some stripes. And because it's for a children's book, it can be fun and playful and I can do whatever I fancy. Okay. Let's see, I need to make some pink paint. I'm gonna use that dollar store brush that we were talking about. These really rough, I think they're hog's hair. I have this. Let's see if this is, let me add some acrylic medium. Oh, that's fun. That's very textured. It feels like a stucco wall a little bit. It's got some little dirt particles in there, but I can probably, oh, maybe it'll just be part of the texture. And I know for sure there's going to be cat hair in one of these at least. Let me do some more acrylic medium. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Sorry, satin glazing liquid is what I use. One of the things that we agreed on for this book is that we almost want it to look like a child illustrated it. And I had no problem with that because I love that kind of art. So the glazing medium just thins it out. It creates a sort of glaze, a wash. Otherwise the paint's going to be really thick. And I want to create some layers, transparent layers. That's fun. And so I'm going to let that dry, but I think when it's dry, I'm going to come back and add some depth to it with another color. And let's do one on some mixed media paper, which is much smoother. And I think I'll do, I don't know, any ideas on thoughts on the color I should do? I'm gonna have to do like a white, like a cream or a white color neutral one. Could do that. So for that, I think what I'll do is start with a dark base, and I'm gonna use raw umber. I'm actually going through quite a bit of paint with this exercise. And let's see, raw umber, let's use this calligraphy brush. And actually, what if that's just some chalk, and I need to fix it so it doesn't smear. Oh, I go through a lot of that stuff. Okay, I'm not sure if that's fixed yet. It might not be dry, but we can try. I don't even know how much of that's going to show through. So let's use a little raw umber, and I'm going to mix that with some yellow, I think. it's just, the paper is going to start to buckle here, but that's okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted a wash. Okay. Let me let that dry. And this one, I don't know, I think this one's really fun, but I want some more dry brush on there, so I'm gonna create some streaks on top with, I want this brush. I'm gonna make some dark orange. Wait, let's see, I have this. Let's do some dark orange, and let's make it interesting. Let's add some turquoise to it. See what happens. It's gonna make it a little bit more cool. And just to make sure it's a dry brush, I'm gonna dab some of the paint off. All right, let's see. I love that effect. When I'm taking a slightly wet paper towel and just I think that has more depth to it now, and I think he's gonna like that one. Definitely still learning. This pink one, it's not dry yet, so I feel like this one could use, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix a light blue and then apply that somehow. I'm not sure how though. I'm gonna use cerulean and a bunch of white. Running out of room on this palette. Heather, are you talking to me about PM chat? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean like doing a nighttime live? Now, how am I going to apply this? Let's see. What about? Well, I do have this thing. This is a makeup brush, so let's see. Yeah, I like that. I just want to make it lighter. Oh, you're asking Heather, okay. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that. Here, let me turn the light off. Hi, Barbara. We're making textures for a picture book collaboration. Don't worry about it. Ooh, that's weird. I like that. And I just noticed that I accidentally got a little pink in there, and I love that. I think I'm gonna do more of that. Let's see, how am I gonna apply it? Maybe with splatter. Let's see. I'm just gonna load up my brush. Maybe a little red. A little pink. And a lot of water. I'm always afraid to splatter when it's not in my studio because it literally gets everywhere. I'm just gonna be really gentle though. There, just a little extra color in there. I'm gonna let that dry. And let's see if my other ones that I started are getting dry. This one's still wet, but I think I can add some more layer to it. And let's see, let's try the potato masher. Or whatever, the potato masher, yeah. And I'm gonna do a different color, pinky red. And a little turquoise to that. And let's see what we get. Sometimes this thing doesn't work like I want it to. But maybe it will today. Yeah, that's fun. Interesting. That's fun. It's getting there. So some of the textures that I was looking at were from Eric Carle's book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And I don't even think I've scratched the surface of how many cool textures he's got in there. But see, look at that. The little feet. Look at all these textures. Hi, Anna. Oh, hey, how's it going? Did you get my other painting? And then also in this Provinson's book, just so many fun textures that I don't even think that I don't know, I'm just starting to figure out how to do all of this. They're so good at it. They're pros, that's for sure. This one I want to put a light color value on top, so hopefully it's dry enough. And let me apply it with a paper towel. I need to get more sponges. Okay, this is titanium buff, and actually let me mix it with a little white. I don't want to get too... You love it? Oh, good. I'm so glad. And ordered some paintings from my website, and I guess she just got the second one. I'm using a very light touch. This could be a texture that we could use pretty much anywhere. And we could change the color of it, make it dark, make it light. I'm sorry, make it blue or make it purple or green. Or... Ooh, speaking of green, I haven't done a green one yet. This almost looks like it could be a snowstorm. This one's kind of fun. Oh, I have, let's see, it's like a scrapey tool. Let me just, I can't give away the storyline of the book because we are keeping it secret for now. But I will definitely keep you posted, and I'm thinking about maybe documenting our process of creating a children's picture book, because it's a really interesting process, and especially when you're collaborating with someone that you live with on the book, as opposed to what happens a lot of time is there's a writer who writes the children's book, and then they send it to an agent, and the agent finds the illustrator, and then they're done. Like that's it. They have nothing left to do with the book. But I can't say the title either. Sorry. This one is a nice texture. I like that. And let's do one more. And let's do, I have some Canson watercolor. I haven't used this one, and we can do green because I haven't done green yet. But you know, I could also give Steve some of the stuff that I've worked on before. And he can use these textures as well. It's weird. It's like I feel like I'm trying too hard, and when I try too hard, I can't get what I want. Oh, it does? This one does? Let's do green. And I have, how about we start with, I have this tool. I can start spreading some paint on. Oh, I don't usually use green, but I do have some turquoise here, so let's see. I need some water on there for sure. And I think what would be fun is to layer another streaky color on here. So let's do, I usually make my own green, but I don't want to do that right now. So I have, let's see, I've got that, and I could mix that with some medium or some satin glazing liquid, and I'm running out of room on my palette. Let's see, I need to get another sheet. So I got some glazing liquid, and it's turquoise. It's like, yeah, it's turquoise, phthalo turquoise. So let's mix some craft green, just like a really basic Kelly green, and some satin glazing liquid together. So this is, Brian, I think you asked about the satin glazing liquid. It just creates nice, thin glazes. I might leave that. Some interesting details in there. Let that thing dry. And okay, that's gonna be it for now. I have done this one. It'll look better when it dries. That's definitely, yeah, I can definitely, maybe I'll post it on the community page there. And this one, I'm just gonna dab away some of these spots. That's interesting. I like that. And I'll let you know what Steve thinks. I'm sure he'll like that. And I'm going to document, yes, I'm going to document the process of creating this children's picture book. And I mean, there's no guarantee that we'll sell it, but it's just a fun project for the two of us. Thank you, Heather. I think they turned out fine. I think I'm getting the hang of it still. Like, I think I need, I don't know, I feel like these are sort of my first tries. This one could be fun. And, you know, cut them up and put them in the shapes of animals or whatever, objects. And then this could be like a wallpaper, or you could just you could cut it up in little sections and layer it with other things. And yeah, sorry about this morning's mess up. I really appreciate all of you coming, and I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely weekend. Bye.